Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Featuring Kevin Eubanks and the Tonight Show Band. Tonight, the Dancing Etos. Iron J visits Muscle Beach. From ER, Anthony Edwards. The music of Linda Ronstadt. And me, Robin Quivers from the Howard Stern Show. Now, Jay Leno.
Edwards is here from the Howard Stern Show. Robin Quivers is here as well, folks. And Linda Ronstadt. So it should be a good program. Let's get right to it.
Bless you. Good luck. Right back with Robin Quivers right after this.
Thanks, Donna. Great. My next guest has served as the newsreader, co-host, and some say the voice of reason, if there is such a thing, on Howard Stern's wildly popular and controversial radio show. She has just released her autobiography called Quivers. It sounds like that movie there. Quivers. Please welcome Robin Quivers. You have a future in this. You were very good. That was very good.
You know, I almost got into trouble once saying that I wanted to be your sidekick with my sidekick.
Oh, with Howard?
Absolutely. It was in an article.
Yeah.
They asked me, you know, is there anything I'd like to do other than work with Howard Stern? And you were about to take over the Tonight Show. And I said, well, if Jay Leno called. Really? And Howard read this, and he was very hurt.
Was he?
Very hurt.
Wait, was he hurt or jealous?
He was, I couldn't
jealous?
tell, absolutely, that I would want to work with you.
Well, you'd be on
as
TV.
opposed to him.
Well, suppose I said to you right now, all right, would you like this? Would you quit? How would you leave tomorrow and come here?
Well, what are we talking about?
Work out the money thing later. Get out of that radio thing, kind of move up a little bit.
I don't know, Jay.
Sunshine, handsome man.
Shaky ground?
Shaky ground, the whole thing. Now, let me ask you, what exactly is your title on the program? I know, I guess co-host is pretty good, but I know you, because I go back with you guys to Washington.
Sure, yeah.
And then you were just doing the news.
Right.
Now, for people who don't know, because a lot of parts of the country, your show is new. Explain that, because you were just reading the news. You weren't put together as a team.
I was hired to be a news person on the Howard Stern Show, and he was supposed to be this wacky DJ.
Right.
And I just come in twice an hour and do the news. But he kept pulling me in and having me do more. And once we got to New York and NBC, I was there all the time. So I've gone from news person to sidekick, co-host, voice of reason, first grade teacher, whatever.
But was it an acquired taste for you?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, like when you first said, did you say to this guy, this guy's a little over the edge here. This is a little, whoa, hang on. What are you saying?
He was definitely over the edge, but I like that away.
Oh, okay, you like that right away.
I'm a little crazy, too.
Yeah. Now, did he like... Did he like you right away, or was it a situation where she's okay? I want to bring, you know how I want to bring in other people. I want to see other people, and we'll go back and take care of
No, he's not like that at all.
No?
He made the decision right away.
Right,
That she's the woman. She's the woman for me.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now you started out as you were, I know you're in the Air Force, and you were a nurse too.
I was a nurse. That's what I went to college for. I got a degree in nursing. Yes.
Oh my God, that is.
And I was a trauma nurse, so you know.
A trauma nurse.
Yeah, you got crunched and you came to see me. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
boy.
Well, maybe
I was doing what you do now. Yeah.
So forget the Tonight Show.
That's
right.
Come be on ER for you.
Can you imagine her as your trauma nurse? That's almost as scary as the blue baby thing there. Oh my God.
You wake up and you see me.
You wake up and you see her. Wake up, snap out of it. I'm not taking any guff from you.
That's right. I gave you a shot yesterday.
So how long did you do the nursing thing for?
About 6 years.
So it was really a career, wasn't it? 6 months thing?
No, I was 6 years a nurse, 2.5 years in the Air Force.
Wow.
And then I got out and came to California, roamed around for a while, and then decided I need a new career.
And you went into the Howard thing.
Yeah, and got into radio.
Now here's a question. Now I imagine, and this happens to everybody, if you're black or a woman, or in your case, a black woman.
Black woman.
There you go. But you were always,
2 for 1, folks.
But you were always expected to be. Stand up for your race or your gender. Like when Howard,
people tell me I'm supposed to do
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't feel that's necessary. Why should I do that just because, you know, Howard's character is that of a guy who's not very tolerant and who's, you know, kind of not happy about all the different people coming to America. And, you know, that becomes a part of the show, you know, that he's going, oh, not them again. Yeah. So I'm not going to argue with him every time he has that reaction. That's his character. But people would understand it a lot better if we called him Archie Bunker.
Right.
And I was Edith. You know, then they'd understand it. That somehow in radio they can't get that we're, you know, doing a character there.
Well, how about the stuff like when he brings, you know, I'm listening to the, first of all, I listen to the radio.
Do you like Evil Jay? We do a character on the show. Billy West.
Evil Jay before Billy West. He got Evil Jay from me.
Billy West, who does voices on our show, does this character called Evil Jay. And it's always Jay at his worst. You know, Jay's a very sensitive guy.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
And he calls all... Did you call Judge Ito and ask about the dancing Ito?
Ito loves the dancing
Is that right? But you checked, see? You checked.
No, I didn't check, actually. We did the dancing Itos. And then I got a letter from him saying that he enjoyed the dancing Itos.
Okay.
And he said,
but you are
and his
not
quote
going
was, especially the bozo who portrays me in your show.
Aha.
That was
but you wouldn't lie and say that you don't call groups and ask about jokes.
No, if somebody has a problem with something. See, if I've done something that's been misinterpreted, if I tell a joke and then someone thinks it was a racial joke or something like that, I'll go, no, here's what it was. But I always stand by the joke. But let me ask you something. When I drive in the car and got the radio on, and Howard has these women come in and they allegedly strip in the radio studio. Now, do they really take their clothes off in the studio?
Sure, absolutely. We don't lie. Everything is true.
Now, why don't you have guys come in and do that?
I don't want to.
That's the difference between men and women right there. There you go.
I have dabbled. Every once in a while, I say to myself, let me see if there is something to this. And Howard does this thing where he paints breasts on holidays.
And on holidays, the best time,
absolutely,
really, to do
you know,
that.
St. Patrick's Day, Easter was a good one, you know.
Oh, stop.
And so one year I said, let me see if there's something to this. And once I tried spanking guys, and once I tried painting, I don't know if you can say this on TV, painting penises.
Well, you couldn't up until now. Well, let me, you know, going through this book,
but you know, the thing was that guys will line up to have their
I know guys will.
There were 50 guys outside.
I had it done. They had to use one of those Wagner Powell painters.
Of course, it was like the gun, right?
But this is a very serious book. I was sort of going through this expecting, there'll be a lot of laughs in this. But this is a pretty rough
well, I said the other day, if somebody stops at the second chapter, we may never recover them. Because it's very heavy. But it gets better. It's a story about survival, number one, and triumph and forgiveness. So I did the story because I think that I'm at a place a lot of people don't reach, and because the subject is abuse, we have to do something about the
Yeah.
inordinate representation by people who've done something wrong, the Menendezes and the Susan
Right.
Smiths who get caught doing something and then they go, oh, by the way.
Now, did you write
was
the whole
abused.
thing, or is it one of those?
Absolutely.
It's
No,
not one of
no
those.
ghosts.
That's told to Larry Johnson.
Yeah, right.
It seems like your
I sat
words.
there and wrote that, and if you read it, you'll know that it's my
Well, you
voice.
did a nice job. Robin,
Why,
thanks for
thank you
coming.
very much.
Thanks. Good having you here. Robin Quivers, be right back with Linda Ronstadt right after that. Great job. Terrific, terrific. Very nice. Thank you. Oh, you're always terrific. Emmylou Harris is on this too, right?
She is indeed.
Yeah, yeah. That fun?
It was fun, but I was kind of distracted when I was singing. It's not my place to take issue with one of your guests, but I felt deeply upset by what you said. And I think that it's because Howard Stern is not really presenting himself as a character, as a lovable bigot. He's listening to the show,
Because I think that people who listen to the show, wait a minute, I think that people who listen to the show understand what we're doing, and if you're going to
I think they're
react
ignorant.
to what you read in the press, then you're going to have this misconception about what we do.
I think
but the
we should-
audience understands it. When you read things out of context, you can be misled.
I think you're shilling for him, and I think he's taking advantage of you.
Fine, that's what you think, but I know what we do. And you don't listen, because obviously you have a problem with it, so you can't comment on it.
Yeah. Oh, she can comment on it.
Well, you can't comment as if you have knowledge. You can comment about things taken out of context and
Yeah.
things you don't understand. You don't want to listen, you don't like that kind of radio, you don't have to listen. There are other stations, there's a whole dial.
Go get him. What?
All I can tell you that as a woman and as a Mexican American, I feel he is very offensive and extremely irresponsible.
Hey, I like you coming on. I like you coming on. I both like you coming on and speaking your mind. Good for you. Good for you. And good for you. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Well, tonight, my guest, Linda Ronstadt, Feels Like Home is the CD. Robin Quivers is the book. Thank you. And of course, Anthony Edwards. See you tomorrow night. Conan's coming up next. Bye-bye.